Hello, sisters. Hello. Hello. Hey, can they even hear me? Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, sister.
Yeah.
Please,
Hi.
good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Okay. Please, this is not HAJIA. This is your own colleague.
Sister Esther.
Yes, this is Adoma. And
Adoma, okay.
HAJIA, yes, please. And HAJIA is saying that we should start as we have already been doing. She will join us very soon.
Okay, okay.
So, please, I want us to start. But she said we should tackle the fetal circulation and the fetal scalp. She will join us very soon. But before we start with that one, I would want us to brainstorm what we've learned the last time. The last time, I think we did the ovaries, right? After the ovaries, we came on to the menstrual cycle. So we want to rush through the two of them. Then we start with either the fetal circulation or the fetal scalp. Thank you. So please, anybody who can just remind us on what we learned last week, anybody at all. Hello, sisters, we are waiting for ourselves. Or should we wait for our colleagues, some of our colleagues to also join before we start?
So let's
Recap,
recap
right?
about what we did here so that they can all join.
All right, before we can start with the fetal circulation.
Yeah, so we can do the recap before.
All right. So can somebody please help us? Can somebody help us with last week's on what we did last week?
Let me say
Anything?
something about the ovaries.
All right.
So I'll talk about the situation.
Okay.
Okay, so the ovaries lie within the peritoneal cavity in a small depression of the posterior wall of the broad ligaments.
Okay.
And the shape.
Mm-hmm.
The shape is almond-like organ. That's dull white and the color too is dull white in color.
Okay.
And the size.
Yeah.
Okay, so the size to the length is 3 centimeters.
Please, who is speaking?
Manuela.
Okay. I just said I should just be writing something. I don't know, but that's what she said. So that's why I asked of your name. I'm sorry, why?
No from sister. So my name is Emanuela also.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Please, you can continue.
Okay. So with the size, that is 3 centimeters time 2 centimeters times 1 centimeter. So we have the length of 3 centimeters, the width, which is 2 centimeters, and the thick, which is 1 centimeter. And the
Okay.
weight is 5 to 8 grams.
Yes. That's what Sylvia Veral says. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
What comes this?
Please, anybody? Sister Emanuela. Hello. We are just recapping. Hello, yes, Cecilia. Sister Cecilia, please talk.
Okay, thank you very much. We also
Well,
talked about
please,
microscopic
Cecilia, what? Please.
abena upon.
Okay.
We also talked about microscopic structure.
Okay.
Okay, and then Andia said we have germinal epithelium.
Mm-hmm.
It is cuboidal in shape.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, we talked about tunica albuginea. And she said it covers the cortex.
Mm-hmm.
From the tunica, we came to cortex. And
Okay.
Adia said cortex is the functional unit of the ovaries. The
The
functional
functional unit of the
of the
ovaries.
ovaries, yeah.
Okay.
And from the cortex, we came to the medulla. She said the medulla is the opening space of the ovaries. It is a point of entry for blood, lymphatic, and nerves. For blood and lymphatic nerves.
Yes, sure.
It allows blood vessels, nerves, and lymphatic to enter and also leaves.
Okay.
Okay, so I think that's what I also captured.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome, sis.
All right. Can somebody take us through the relationship? I think we did the relationship also. Okay, I think somebody's hand is up. Okay, it was Sister Cecilia. Who can say something about the premodal follicle? Maybe I will want what to say will be a premodal follicle. What is it? Where is the premodal follicle located? Because in dealing with ovaries, in dealing with menstrual cycle, you come across premodal follicles. So can somebody please talk about premodal follicle?
Miss Padoma,
Yes, sister.
please, I want to talk about the premortal follicles.
Okay, please, your name.
Sewa Susanna.
Okay, please talk.
Please, the premortal follicles in the ovaries are the smallest and dormant ovarian follicles, and they serve as a source for all eggs during the woman's reproductive life.
Okay.
And it also they also consist of an immature cells called the meiosis.
Okay.
Yes, that's all I can remember. Thank you.
You are welcome. So that means the premodal follicle can be found in the ovaries, right? Sister Susan.
Yes, sister.
It can be found in the ovaries.
Yes, sister.
Okay. At what stage? I think before puberty. So at puberty, that's where menstrual cycle will start. Then the premodal follicle will just gain maturity, called the Graafian follicles. So before maturity, they are called premodal follicles, but at puberty, when they are matured, they are Graafian follicles. Okay. Then we also said something about the blood supply. We said that the blood is supplied from the ovarian arteries. The venous drainage is into the ovarian veins. So from the ovarian arteries and the veins. And also lymphatic drainage is into the lumbar gland. Lymphatic also supply blood into the lumbar gland. And the nerve supply is from the ovarian plexus. So I think we also talked about the mesosalpinx. and the mesovarium. Can somebody talk about it for us? Mesovarium. Can somebody please help us? We said that the mesovarium is the covering of the broad ligament. Covering of the broad ligament, which extends between the fallopian tubes and the ovary. Okay. It is our broad ligament that extends between the fallopian tubes and the ovary, no, is also known as the mesosalpinx. Okay. I think for the
Sister, please, sorry, repeat again. Sorry, I didn't get.
please, which one? The mesovarium.
Yeah, the mesovarium.
Yes, sister.
Okay, I was saying that the mesovarium is the covering for the broad ligament. And the broad ligament, which extends between the fallopian tubes and the ovary, is known as the mesosalpinx. We talk about these two ways. So where the broad ligament is attached here, the coverings of the broad ligament is known as the mesovarium, and then the ligament which extends between the fallopian tubes and the ovaries is known as the mesosalpinx. And we talked about the functions, and we said that the ovaries help
The
to
one
produce.
with the mesosalpinx is for the uterine tube too.
I have said it. I said the broad ligament which extends between the fallopian tubes and the ovaries is known as the mesosalpinx.
All right.
Thank you. So with the
Welcome.
functions, hello, is
I
someone
said you're
talking?
welcome.
All right. And the functions we talk
Hello,
about.
sister. Please wait. So mesosalpinx is different from mesovarian. What?
Yes, please.
So please take mesovarian. Take that mesovarian. Take it again because I'm confused.
Mesovarium.
Mesovarian. No, you said it is
You
the
mean the mesovarium?
mesovarium.
Okay.
And then you said it's the covering of the broad ligament.
Yes, the folds of the peritoneum that helps attach ovaries to the broad ligament of the uterus.
Is the
That is another
mesovarium.
meaning.
Okay.
No, I think the explanation should be
Okay, somebody should also.
there's a broad ligament. The broad ligament in general is for all of them, but the specific one of the broad ligament which attaches to the ovary is the mesovarian. Then the one that attaches to the salpinx or the uterine tube is the
The
mesosalpinx. You
mesosalpinx.
get it?
So it's a fold of
That
that helps the attachment of the ovaries to the broad ligament of the uterus.
No, you are so confused.
I'm
Okay,
so
the
confusing
broad
you.
ligament. No, you are not confusing me. I mean that.
Hello, sister. I'm
The
Patrick.
The general for or say the general for Nina, but the male ovarium no, and I attach it the ovaries right minimum to the broad
but
ligament. That's so sapping no yeah dear attach it to the fallopian tubes. So sapping after the sapping no a fallopian tubes.
you trying tubes.
Yes, fallopian tubes. Good. So the one that attaches to the fallopian tubes, no, and I am mesosalpine, which is the fallopian tube or the uterine tubes. And the one that attaches, no, a ovarium. That's what. Yeah.
So the one that attaches,
broad
the one
ligaments
that
attaches
itself to the hello. So the one that attaches itself to the broad ligament is the mesovarium.
Hello, sister. Me pacho mo beti na share.
I think when you go online, now
sisters, yes, Ramo. I think focus Gifty Abigail and I can say.
Yes, sister.
Sisters.
That's what I say.
If you want to raise your recap.
Please, the course are here, so please.
Class me do na ye kura obi die mu no. Nka me susu say yen start with there na o say enye no ba ya na yeto aso.
Okay. But I was saying
Hello. They are trained. I best start.
Pregnant and this we be premature. Let's start with the fetus, fetal, you say any fetus
sisters, yen try that class senses at least you see fetus count. Let's brainstorm. Why?
Okay, so sisters, please. Mama, yenye clear with the mesovarium no why. Na me pese obi aye clear. Sebe ye me sa wabakuma confuse obi.
Exactly.
Okay.
Hello,
Yes, sister, please talk.
Please, I want to.
There's some different way here. Last number 33. I don't know my WhatsApp number.
Abigail Champon. Yes, Ramo. And then mute yourselves if you have say, please. We won't be doing any mute yourselves here. Yes, Ramo. Let's comport ourselves, please.
Hello, please, can you hear me? Hello, Mr. Adoma. Okay, so when we're talking about the ovaries lie within some small cup depression within the posterior wall of the broad ligament. So that part of the broad ligament where the ovaries lie is what is known as the mesovarium. And then the part of the broad ligament that extends between the fallopian tube and the ovary is what is known as the mesocarpum. So the mesovarium is the part of the broad ligament in which the ovary lies. Thank you.
Retajasi, but also to make us away.
Please, I was the one talking.
Oh, okay. Then put your hand down. Your hand is still up, middle. You can lower your hands. Okay. Thank you. If you want to talk, please raise your hand and we'll mention your name. I think that Gloria Muti Esther Domaso Ama Esther Yedin Waha.
Ma mute no, ma catch anything on mute. Oh, mute no, but
hello. Now I'm able to unmute myself.
Okay.
All right. Is anybody talking again?
No, the Wakasa.
All right. So I think we are cool with the mesovarium and the mesosalpins. All right. So let me quickly brush through the menstrual cycle, then we move on to the fetal circulation. So as you are there listening, you'll be thinking of the fetal circulation too, because we will brainstorm before HAJIA comes in. So with the menstrual cycle, we said that it is a series of events which takes place in every female from puberty to menopause. And we also talked about some of the organs and the hormones that are involved in the menstrual cycle. So with the organs, we talked about the hypothalamus, which is the master brain, the anterior pituitary gland, the uterus, and the ovaries. These are the organs that are involved in the menstrual cycle. The hormones that are also involved are the follicle stimulating hormone, the luteinizing hormone, progesterone, and estrogen. These are also the 4 hormones that take part or that are involved when it comes to menstrual cycle. The follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing stimulating hormone, the progesterone, and the estrogen. So now, before we go forward, we have some phases in the menstrual cycle. We said we have 3 phases. We have the proliferative or the regenerative phase, which is the first half of the menstrual cycle, the secretory phase, which forms the second half of the menstrual cycle, and the last one being the menstruation phase. These are the 3 phases in menstrual cycle. We have the proliferative or the regenerative phase, the secretory phase, and the menstruation phase. So now we are moving on straight to how the organs and how the hormones do their work when it comes to the menstrual cycle. Please, we are saying that during puberty, where oba ebe menstruate and obebu ne nsa, obenya ne first menstruation, I say oba ubebu nsa, yetete he, we all menstruate. So before we menstruate or before we ovulate, this is what happens. Some impulses are sent to the hypothalamus, which is the master brain. No, I can't hypothalamus and say, please, can you please release a hormone to start something? The lady is in her puberty state or something. Hypothalamus does not produce this hormone. So master hypothalamus will tell anterior pituitary gland. The hormones are released by the anterior pituitary gland. So hypothalamus will tell anterior pituitary gland to produce or release a hormone called the follicle stimulating hormone. So when the follicle stimulating hormone are being released, they go straight to the ovaries to make the Gravian follicle to grow or gain maturity. As I said earlier, before puberty is follicle, primordial follicle, but when uninia, then it becomes Gravian follicle. That is why the follicle stimulating hormone goes into the ovary and acts on them. The them is the Gravian follicle. The reason why the follicle stimulating hormone went there to act on them is just going to give them maturity or allow them to grow or gain maturity. So when they gain maturity or when they grow, one of the Gravian follicle becomes matured and comes to lie at the surface of the ovary due to the follicle stimulating hormone that has been released. So after one of the matured Gravian follicle comes to lie on top of the ovary, estrogens are being released also to the endometrium to make it more vascular and thicker. Before follicle stimulating hormone is being released, go straight to the ovaries and act on the Gravian follicles to just give them maturity. One of them also becomes so matured and comes to lie at the surface of the ovaries. Then estrogen is being released. Estrogen is releasing to make the endometrium more vascular and thicker. So this estrogen or releasing will send a negative feedback. That was what HAJIA told us. The released estrogen will send a negative signal or a negative impulse or a negative signal back to the hypothalamus. So hypothalamus should tell anterior pituitary gland to stop producing follicle stimulating hormone and produce another hormone, because the follicle stimulating hormone so they need another hormone. So the hypothalamus will tell the anterior pituitary gland to stop producing follicle stimulating hormone and produce luteinizing stimulating hormone. Yes. So when luteinizing stimulating hormone are being released, they also target the ovaries to cause the Gravian follicle now also to rupture. The luteinizing hormone causes the matured Gravian follicle to also rupture. So when the mature Gravian follicle ruptures, we call it ovulation. When the Gravian follicle, which has which is matured, ruptures, we call it ovulation. And we said that it occurs 14 days to your menstruation. So then, the ruptured Gravian follicle will form a scar tissue known as the corpus luteum, which intends to produce progesterone. So progesterone is being released from the corpus luteum. The corpus luteum is the corpus luteum forms after the matured Gravian follicle is being ruptured. Then we call it corpus luteum. Corpus luteum so it produces or it releases progesterone. Progesterone is released to thicken the endometrium of the uterus to receive the fertilized ovum. So when fertilization does not take place, the endometrium will shed off and we call it menstruation. Those of us that
Hello.
that means
hello. Nadma, please, sorry for interrupting. Please, let's go to the fetal scar, please.
Okay, we are even done. Okay.
Please, we've already treated it. So let's go to fetal circulation of fetal scar before we eat into pregnancy time.
So let's meet ourselves name chain why. She's going there.
So which one should we start? Is it the fetal scar or the
fetal why?
Please, which one should we start? Is it the fetal scar or fetal?
Fetal circulation. Is it scar or circulation?
Fetal circulation.
Good. And see, fetal circulation, I say.
Okay, thank you. So before this one, we haven't learned it, but I think we learned it during our diploma stage. So each of us has some small knowledge about the fetal circulation. So can somebody open the floor for us? Fetal circulation. Somebody's hand is up. Sister Gifty, can you please unmute her? Okay, I think our course rep is sharing the screen for us. Okay, thank you. Somebody's hand was up. Fifi, or you are not talking anymore. Okay, Sister Josephine, okay. Course rep, please share the screen for us. But before she shares, or as she's sharing, can we please talk about the fetal circulation? Let's brainstorm.
Nadma.
Sister.
Me screen me to me share. Said the last week nipa no share no how anyama one. Me share say it doesn't support.
Okay. But is it in the slide?
Sister Tilly, share screen no. Are you sharing
the we share fetal circulation. Yeah, the diagrams we are waiting me explaining. Why?
Okay.
But before say beba mommy and brainstorm me. Then you kai. I think before you understand the fetal circulation, you should know and understand the adult circulation. So let's talk about it. Hello. She talk about the fetal circulation. She talk about the fetal circulation. Now we are there. No one is talking.
Hello.
Yes, hello. This narrator, JC, please talk.
Okay, so talking about the adult circulation,
we
know that the heart is the organ that pumps blood to all parts of the body, and it also receives blood from all parts of the body. So the blood that is coming from the part of the body into the heart is what we term as the deoxygenated blood. And the blood that is moving out of the heart to the body is what we term as the oxygenated blood. So for the adult circulation, the deoxygenated blood from the upper part of the body enters the heart through the superior vena cava. And then the deoxygenated blood from the lower part of the body also enters the heart through the inferior vena cava. From the superior and inferior vena cava, the blood will enter the right atrium. And then from the right atrium, it will pass through the tricuspid valve. So there's a valve between the ventricle, the right ventricle, and the right atrium. That valve is what is known as the tricuspid valve. So from the right ventricle, the blood will go into pulmonary circulation. So moving from the vena cava to the right atrium, to the right ventricle, into the lungs is what we term as the pulmonary circulation. Then from the right ventricle, the blood enters the lungs through the pulmonary valve, and it passes through the pulmonary artery into the lungs for oxygenation. Then the oxygenated blood will then enter the left atrium through the pulmonary vein. And then from the left atrium, it will move into the left ventricle through the mitral valve or the bicuspid valve. Then from the left ventricle, it moves through the aortic valve into the aorta, where the ascending and descending aortic where the ascending and descending part of the aorta would distribute the blood to the upper extremities as well as the lower extremities. And then the cycle will continue. So that is what I know about the adult circulation. I don't know if there's something
so
I
much.
left out.
Thank you. All right. I think there are some hands up. I think she deserves a round of applause. So, Sister Ophelia Atamensa, kindly unmute yourself and talk. Sister Ophelia Atamensa. Please, Coach Rep, kindly unmute her for us.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Please. I want to also talk about the fetal circulation from my own point of view.
Okay.
What I understand about it. Okay, so from what our sister just explained with the adult circulation, it's a little bit different from the adult circulation when you talk about the fetal circulation. With the fetal circulation, every oxygenated blood is coming from the placenta side. That is the maternal side of the placenta. And then in the fetal circulation, what we need to understand about it is the veins of the fetus. It is the one that is carrying the oxygenated blood. As in adult circulation, our veins are carrying oxygen, deoxygenated. In fetal circulation, the veins of the fetus are carrying the oxygenated blood, whilst the arteries are rather carrying the deoxygenated blood back to the placenta for oxygenation. So that is what happens. So with the fetal circulation, when the oxygenated blood moves from the placenta, it is passing through the umbilical vein. And then it goes through, sorry, please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, So when the blood passes through the umbilical vein, it now goes through the umbilical vein, and then it passes through something we call the ductus venosus. The reason is that in vital circulation, as I said, the arteries are rather carrying the deoxygenated blood. So before even the oxygenated blood will pass through the ductus venosus, some of them goes into the liver to nourish it. So after the blood has gone through the ductus venosus, then it moves and then goes into the heart. When it gets into the heart, because the lungs are not working during in the fetus because they are not matured. So the blood will not go into the lungs for oxygenation. It is already oxygenated. So it will bypass the ventricle, that is the right ventricle, and then move straight into the left ventricle. Because when our sister was explaining, she said that when if the blood is going into the lungs, then it will rather be pumped into the right ventricle and then into the lungs for oxygenation. So because the right ventricle wouldn't be working now, so the blood will rather bypass it and then go through the foramen ovale. And then this foramen ovale will lead the blood into the left ventricle. So when the blood gets there, it is being pumped straight into the all parts of the body of the fetus. And when it's being pumped to all parts of the body, it goes and supply every organ, every tissue with oxygenated blood. Now, if all this blood is being used, the oxygenated blood is being used, it now comes back and then it goes through the ductus arteriosus, because when I started, I said the arteries are rather carrying the oxygenated blood. So it goes through the ductus arteriosus, and then this ductus arteriosus will lead the blood back into through the placenta to maternal circulation for oxygenation, and the blood will come back. So in fetal circulation, there is the ductus venosus. That is the first point of blood passage to the fetus heart. So when the blood gets into the heart, now because the right ventricle wouldn't be working at that time. If the right ventricle is working, that means the baby has been born, and then now the foramen ovale has been shut, and then now blood will go through the right ventricle into the lungs for oxygenation and all that. But since baby has not been born, that is why the foramen ovale is there to help bypass the blood that is coming from the ductus venosus straight into the ventricle, the left ventricle of the heart, and then send to all parts of the body for oxygenation. Now, when this blood is now becomes a deoxygenated blood because the body has used all the oxygen, it now comes back through the ductus arteriosus and then moves back into the placenta to maternal circulation for oxygenation again, and the process starts again. So that is what I can say. Thank you.
You are welcome. Thank you so much. Please give her some round of applause. Okay, so Sister Josephine. Sister Ophelia, now you can put your hand down. Then Sister Josephine, kindly talk. I think they said all. Sister Josephine, please talk.
I think she has said all.
Wakani nyina. Nti dear sister, additional cry we. Nti HAJIA cry no my upon no. Okay, so the sister na kani nyina no. I would want us to be mentioned some of the structures are taking part and are involved in the fetal circulation. Structures being na ebi mo nso o man te the sister ne kan ye no. Omo nso so nya bibi kakra jotting it down. You can raise up your hands and we will call you. Aqueous AO3S. Please talk. Hey, one are the windows number or Aquia?
When do we say there's a hole in heart? Is it that when the pyramid divides music goes that we say we have a hole in heart?
All right, we've heard you. Thank you. So, class, our sister is asking us, where do we say the child has a hole in heart? Is it because the foramen ovale does not open and close, or what? See, then a hole in heart. Mommy, I'm wondering. Sister Ophelia, I think you want to answer this question. Kindly unmute yourself and answer.
Okay, so what causes the hole in heart? It is the failure of the foramen ovale to shut down after baby has been born.
Hello, I think you have some feedback coming from your end.
No, it's not from my side.
Okay.
So as I was saying, when hole in heart happens, that means that the foramen ovale, which I already said that helps the oxygenated blood to bypass the right ventricle, wasn't able to shut down when baby was born. In a normal circumstance, when baby is born, before baby will be able to start crying, before start crying, a foramen ovale and a beshate, now blood moves straight into the lungs. Now if the lungs na shall working. Now fluid na all lungs no every one now lungs na shall say working. Then baby will start crying and all that. Inti say na si baby ni esu krampo na sometimes na foramen ovale ni intimi shate all. Won't say ebia a shate ba na e kwan kakra den eda ho and cause that hole in heart no. Inti in babies like that no. Omo blood na eba right ventricle because right now ya no. Inti blood betima ko right ventricle to the lungs for oxygenation and all that. Inti because blood na eba right ventricle because there is a hole and as a foramen ovale na intima close completely into no. Once the blood ni be enso leaky efa sa side honum. Inti blood no once sa blood na leaky from that side no sa blood no se baby ni one and down that blood becomes deoxygenated blood because once me cheche me say in fetus no so uterus ni veins carry oxygenated and the arteries carry deoxygenated. Inti nya wo ne pe now the veins no carry deoxygenated na the arteries na ba carry oxygenated. Inti the foramen ovale no is still not closed completely. Next, blood na leaky from the foramen ovale hole na da honom no is a deoxygenated blood. If I say it's necessary that deoxygenated blood now into the left ventricle. Now koni pedwenim. It's after that can humia or bread into that is what is causing it. After now humia or bread because that blood na no the blood na koni body no it is not completely oxygenated. There is deoxygenated in his blood and I say in her blood. Into the failure of the foramen ovale na ain't mean shut completely. And the man cause that hole in heart. Thank you.
You are welcome. Sister Kia, please, are you okay?
Yes, please, I'm okay. Thank you.
Okay. We person Kasana.
Yes, question or comment section.
But you're almost saying, let me go in.
Or say, does the hole closes completely before birth? Or feel baby does the hole closes completely before birth?
You mean the foramen ovale?
No.
I don't know what you mean, but does it?
It's a question will be sanasi. Or person say man say liver set in na baby ni MPA ya. So time na hole ni close ya na no. Immediately after birth no. And a hole ni close pe na man baby ni timisu any ade no. Oh, the lungs have started working. Oxygenation, yes, fluid na lungs no. Now we're free. Now baby can breathe well. Inti na mani timi so anything ye deliver baby when baby is crying and they said baby is fine, everything is fine.
They are saying that immediately the baby comes out. The
Yeah,
first
so blood afeli and a blood now afeli no deoxygenated blood.
Okay. Sister, your obusa
Yes,
question.
anyway, no shall so now. Then foramen ovale is supposed to shut down.
Okay. It opens
Sister
and
Adoma,
closes. Yes, sister.
please, I want to contribute to the question that was asked.
Please, which question?
With regards to the hole closing at birth,
All right,
and then
all right.
what causes the hole in heart. So just
Okay.
as our sister explained, we have various parts of the heart that is supposed to shunt or close after birth. So one is the foramen ovale, and then the other one is the ductus arteriosus.
Yes.
So when the foramen ovale fails to close after birth, it is known as atrial septal defect. That is a defect within the septum of the atrium or the wall in between the two atrium. So that is the failure of the foramen ovale to close, leading to the atrial septal defect. And then when the ductus arteriosus also fails to close, we call it patent ductus arteriosus. But the hole doesn't close immediately after birth. It can take up to 72 hours before it closes completely, because the baby is still, how do I say, the baby is still thriving or trying to adapt to the external environment, and it will still need those organs. So it doesn't close like upright, set or not close. It takes at least about 48 to 72 hours before it closes completely. So failure of those things to close may lead to the hole in heart. Thank you.
You are welcome. My name is Decree. Sister Harriet Mafu, do you want to talk? Okay, she has unmuted herself. Okay. So please, sisters, are we okay? Or we should just go over the Yakenina?
Go back one more time.
Please, go over one part.
Okay. So
please, let's go over.
Okay. Okay, somebody is saying that it closes when the baby starts breathing, which is initiated by the baby's cry. Okay, so that is the foramen ovale that she is talking about. Sister Juliana Asante. You, this sister, you don't talk. You always type here. I want you to talk. I want to hear your voice. Sister Juliana Asante, come and talk to us. Don't be typing. I beg. And then so. So, okay. The obia kebia eyenokre. And we are saying that before one can understand the fetal circulation, you need to understand the adult circulation too. And with the adult circulation, I think someone just gave a summary of it. So now I am looking into, I think we don't have the slide with us now. Kosre, please, do we have the slide? We don't have.
No, it's not. It's not.
So please, I'm looking into some book, Xavier Verals. So I will just read, and you do baby, and then we don't understand. We just pause, then we just explain to ourselves, then we move on. So with the adult circulation system, we are saying that venous blood from the lower limb is returned to the right auricle of the heart by the inferior vena cava. Venous blood from the lower limbs is returned to the right auricle of the heart by the inferior vena cava. And the venous blood from the upper extremities is returned
Also, we read Severus, but he Severus was say, why?
Pachoyo.
That's venous blood is
And the outro, person outro.
Mr. Babaras na kwadwin yi sapani no honom. It's Mr. Shasiamai.
Okay, so this one is the adult circulation system. And we are saying that the venous blood from the lower limbs, now we are talking about the venous blood from lower limbs, is returned to the right auricle of the heart by the inferior vena cava. And venous blood from the upper extremities is returned to the right auricle by the superior vena cava. Venous blood from the lower limbs is returned to the right auricle of the heart by the inferior vena cava. And venous blood from the upper extremities is returned to the right auricle by the superior vena cava. And they are saying that from the right auricle, blood passes through the tricuspid valve. Our sister mentioned this structure. From the right auricle, blood passes through the tricuspid valve to the right ventricle. Okay, so blood passes through the tricuspid valve to the right ventricle and is then pumped to the lungs for replenishment of oxygen by the pulmonary artery. The sisters mentioned everything that we are mentioning right now. So when we say the tricuspid valve, we are saying that it is one of the four main valves of the heart, and it controls blood flow between the right atrium and the right ventricles. That is the work of the tricuspid valve. They are saying that it controls blood flow between the right atrium and the right ventricles. I was saying that blood passes through the tricuspid valve to the right ventricle, and it is then pumped into the lungs for replenishment of oxygen by the pulmonary arteries. So now, the pulmonary veins takes the newly oxygenated blood from the lungs to the left auricle of the heart. The pulmonary veins takes the newly oxygenated blood from the lungs to the left auricle of the heart, where it passes through the mitral valve into the left ventricle.
Sir, please, you are going first.
Okay. Please, I was saying that right from where the superior vena cava did its work, we move on to the right auricle, and we said that blood passes through the tricuspid valve to the right ventricle and is then pumped into the lungs for replenishment of oxygen by the pulmonary arteries. Then from there, we are saying that the pulmonary veins takes the newly oxygenated blood from the lungs to the left auricle of the heart, where it passes through the mitral valve into the left ventricle. Mitral valve into the left ventricle. So from the left ventricle, the aorta sends blood into two streams. after the blood has been sent to the left ventricle, the aorta sends blood into the two streams. Hello, you say?
Sisters, all kinds of aberrants no there. Any yen trying to man explaining the NTSA. For a coin.
Mr. Moa, I'm Chivera and Lucy, Mr. Mutim of Mammy. Sisters, Mr. Mohu. Once I send you my mouse, no, mother soft copy about two group name, no. Yes, sir, Monfa, Sierras, Mr. Soft copy, my two group in my why? Obia and come
The anatomy slash group name.
Now,
I
was reading and wanted to explain, but you said I should, whilst I'm reading from the severe virals, I should just read for everybody to also write. Those that
Sandra.
Sister Adoma.
Yes, sister.
Okay. I'm going to network now.
My network and anything quite me so. Is somebody explaining it for us, or we should just move on?
Please explain what.
They said we should explain the fetal circulation. But I think what I was just saying, you understand, like you understand the blood from here.
But I think you are talking about the adult circulation. Or...
Yes, I was talking about the adult circulation. But someone paused that they are just reading. We should explain. But this thing, I don't think explanation gidi biya wo. If you read, it gives you the explanation straight up. Or say the sister Ophelia betray muchre and no one na say go over. Or ne sister Cecilia be catcher and no one na say go over. Even with that, you understood. Now new way I to your boss reading one amount. But some of us said we should explain. So those that are saying we should explain, kindly come and explain what you want us to explain to you. Because I don't get it. I beg you.
Maybe the person needs a picture to kind of understand it better, or a video. So I don't know whether the person can go online, download a picture of it so that, or a video of it so that you explain it better, because I don't know.
I don't know how to explain this.
The initial thing is the reason why I don't say that you need send you be a travel to now share screen no. It's a say we already not you need any like to guide us through it. That's the reason why the person said that. But I think say by now we'll be at me short there, that's no. By now we'll be at me short there, they were to it's self-explanatory.
I've raised my hand. You are not calling me.
Oh, sorry, Sister Alice. Kindly talk.
All right. Those people that say they don't understand, actually, this thing, we will need the diagram so that if you see, but I want to say something about it.
A video will do.
If they can understand. I want to just, small thing I also understand about it. No? But this one, you have to be looking on the diagram whilst you are saying it. That's how the person will understand. So the fetal circulation, oxygenated blood
We are
from the
not
placenta.
even there. We were not even on the fetal circulation. We were just brushing through the adult circulation before we get to the fetal circulation. Yes. If you want to say something about the fetal circulation, you can go on.
Okay. I thought they said they don't understand fetal circulation.
Hello,
So
sister.
should I go on?
Good evening.
I think somebody on the floor talking.
Please, or I should stop.
Sister Alice, please stop.
Okay. Oxygenated blood. Hello? The fetal circulation. I'm not interested.
Gloria,
Hey, but you want to say?
co-host, please mute us. Gloria, mute us. You're the co-host.
Please, the noise is too much, please.
Please make Mini Gipsy co-host Enka Gloria Hawaii. Gloria is the only one who is a co-host.
Okay, so I think Sister Alice was talking. Can you please unmute her for us, course reps? Hey, I don't know if you must unmute your mom. Hello, Sister Alice. Can you hear us? Course rep, can you please unmute her for us?
I've done that too. I don't know why she's not talking.
Sister Alice, please talk.
Hello?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can hear you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So I wanted to say something about the fetal circulation.
Okay.
But it's like you were saying the person is talking about adult one. That's why I paused. So I don't know whether I should go on with fetal circulation.
Please go on.
Okay. The fetal circulation. Oxygenated blood from the placenta will pass through the umbilical vein.
Even sister, please, I beg you, before we can even start with this oxygenated blood from the placenta, we should know the structures that are involved. Sisters, we should take our time. We should take our time. You should know the structures that are involved. You can't just be mentioning umbilical vein, ductus arteriosus, while somebody does not even know where the ductus arteriosus or the
so that's why,
inferior
sister,
vena cava
that's why we need the diagram, so that because this thing, it needs to be practical. You need to see where it even passes to this place before it gets to this site. But if there is, you are not looking at the diagram.
You start anyway that
So
you
if they will not understand, maybe we should all look for the diagram on a Google or somewhere and look at it very well, because I think someone talked about the adult circulation. That's where you know where the right atrium, the left atrium, the ventricles and the things are before you understand this thing. Sister, so if it will be difficult, maybe we should look for the diagram and look at it before. If not, people will still be confused.
Okay, you go on after that. We will talk about the
someone has shared the diagram. The diagram is on the screen.
The diagram is on the screen now. So please, the one talking, Sister Ali, can you please mention some of the structures that are involved in the fetal circulation, what they are and what they do before you start your presentation? We beg you. Okay, Sister Victoria, your hand is up. Do you want to talk? Okay, please kindly unmute here for us. Okay.
Oh, Dabi, not make us say. Yeah, make a diagram, a vivid diagram for Wayno. No, mistakenly, Miss Akobo Wayne.
Okay.
So, sister, okay, sister Isa Rehaina, or am I correct? Yeah, Rahima
Yeah.
too.
Yes. And please, I want to say that there are some people here who are complaining that they don't understand the adult circulation. So I'm suggesting that we go back to that one first before we move to the fetal. Else it will confuse them even more. And if we don't do that and HAJIA time, they will keep taking us back. And then someone also said we have to use a diagram to teach so that maybe they can understand. And I have a simple way of recalling the adult circulation. So I just want to share with you people. And then
Okay.
there's a whiteboard feature on the Zoom here. I don't know if I open it and I start drawing my diagram. I don't know if everyone will be seeing it. I don't know if
Yes,
that's how
please.
it works.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Please, are you the
Then
one
someone
sharing
said,
your screen?
Dabio,
no,
Matilda Manqua Opoku, yes, Rob, pull down your way no for us for the time being. Why? Pull down, thank you.
okay, so please can you all see it?
Yes, we can see.
Please don't scrolling on the screen. Your writing is coming, so please let's talk and let me draw my.
Can you please stop scrolling? My class, found you be board.
Oh.
Can you please stop scrolling?
Hey.
Sana motie.
Hey.
Oh, now how many say? Oh, sister, I don't know yes. Oh, please stop scrolling.
I think that the obituaries will be an ID pop up. So please let us take note. Obi obituaries will be let us put the person in the waiting room. Because if I'm not here ready to be my UCR, the waiting room.
Enti enye de obi o share screen na enter.
Josephine, stop scrolling. Ma who di wo hono?
Sembe kura ne de ehu ni say.
I don't even know how to clean the current one so that hey.
Isa, share adult way nana.
There is a delete button there, so use the delete button to clear the whiteboard.
Okay. Hey.
Pacho Josephine, no one more winning in our ways. I the best Josephine for in our way.
Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
So usually they say the heart has 4 parts, like 4 compartments. Oh, please, people, stop drawing in. So,
If you say what, stop scrolling.
Everyone wants to touch the board. Hey, more boy.
Sisters,
I have a diagram. Khadija, Isa, Rahima too. So mama wonya, you stop. I have a diagram for the adult circulation. I mean, meet me share no for understanding why.
Okay. The sister neighbor be no niebe omo beti ase more. The oba be no board.
Oh man, the crime one yet. And
it
so
give them the chance to do it.
They are not giving you that chance. So at least, yeah, we have a diagram.
Please, sisters.
Hello, sisters.
We are begging in the name of God, for the sake of Christ. Please.
Sisters, my hand is up. Please let me talk some, please. Said you are starting first, no. We just told her to just go over. But as I hear the day match them, they are not watching us now. It was okay. We just asked her to go
It's
over.
true.
Now
It's
the
true.
issue is coming from those who are drawing on the board. Please, we beg them. We are all adults. Why don't you behave as such?
It's true. Their sister next time no cry. Nipa na church move first one. No. She did a perfect job. Inti
Hello.
movement and sign repeat it.
Hello.
Asa. I feel na momo
Hello.
before for church.
Hello. Okay. Mipacho kakra metumi aka ne say adult circulation no ye heart no kakra minim ne say me wrong no bia ye heart no ye 4 chambers na ye wo right atrium memfa ne say ye heart no say ye draw na ye bia ye nsa benkum so no yesro ho no ye heart no ya chemu 4 ye nsa benkum yesro ho no your right atrium ena na asie no a right ventricle. Me pacho me pacho mutimenka. Mpacho yo. Enti ya kuma na nso ye koya kuma no right a yensa right a ya yensa right edide na ya kuma no yensa right na. Nestro no ho no nso ye left atrium. Ena na asie no left ventricle. Me pacho ya ti ho na se. Inti yensa benkum na ewo yakuma yensa benkum right atrium no any right ventricle no infinfin no ekwan kakra bi da ho amogya timi fa eno no na ye triscopic valve no ena yensa nifa no in between your left auricle and your left ventricle no so no ekwan kakra bi da ho ena mitral valve no eno so kwan bi da ho itimi mamogya fa.
Okay.
Inti say mogya nyina ye ewo ye mu no a enye papa no di oxygen if you right atrium patchom ye mistake no be correct right atrium ho ebe ansa na be pie aba me kan yensa left asem no ye right atrium ho no mogya no nyina nye ni ba eba ye right ventricle ayi so obi bie kwan bi ma no sa gate na triscopic banti blood from there no from right atrium before beba ye right ventricle no adi so opie fa gate bi na right ventricle into wa be pie right ventricle ho no pe no no aba pulmonary artery so on eye wo ye lungs mo no na blood na ba be kama fe da be oxygenated na akoya koma nim through the pulmonary vein into edu vein no ho no afi de be sa akoye ye koma ne left ho no right atrium ehɔ no na ɛbɛfa mitral valve ni mu ɔno nso bɛbie gate bi ama no na ɔno nso mogya no pie akɔyɛ left ventricle na afei de akɔ the body tissue of the aorta na supply yɛ body no mepakyɛw ɛyɛ anaasɛ ma yɛ mfonso bi wɔ baabi a saa na mente aseɛ no mehu
this atoa yɛ na meka no borɔfo no ɛno a na woka no twi no toa so
Mpacho adult circulation no de na ye kan ti se ye ase ye hu 4 chambers na san na bia sister wo ba eno na wo kan en de se ye hu chambers ne de na fe de o de ya fa ye kan fetal ni na fe de yate ho na se pa madam ase
please somebody said you should go over so kindly go over for
okay me pacho me come ye local yi na yakoma no me se ye 4 chambers o de draw adie box bi na chemu 4 ye chemu 4 a yensa benkum wo de kwa wonsa benkum ya chemu 4 wo chemu 4 wo sa benkum no ba ko wo soro ena ba ko wo 4 wo de yensa benkum yo up and down me pa chwati ase nti yensa benkum no a wo up no right atrium ena yensa benkum no form de no right ventricle nti chambers of the heart afini aka 2 ye yakoma ne left de ne aka no na sa ye right atrium na wo soro no ene left ventricle na wo ye asie no ekwan bi dam finfin ekwan bi domu finfin ene ye triscopic valve ye wie left no ye yakoma right yakoma no yakyɛ mu for your right hand side yakoma no ne soro no ɛno nso ɛhɔ no yɛ right ɛka ne sɛn ɛhɔ no yɛ left ventricle me pacha wutie hello
ɛso no yɛ left artery
sorry kafra ɛso no yɛ left artery ɛna aseɛ no ɛyɛ left ventricle ɛhɔ no nso kwan kakra bi dɔ mu nso mfimfini mu mmienu ɛkwan bi dɔ mu nti ɛna mitral valve
Atrium.
hello me pacha yate ase
Pacha yate ase yɛ
into blood from a right atrium and sana into me say call left ni bio ye call left and say after blood maka chambers na after blood be flow e be move into blood from right pacha so but I say so be kasa na me aso but your blood from right atrium no and sana obeba ye me into blood circulation blood from our right atrium no will enter the right ventricle through the triscopic valve. Into a do triscopic valve, right ventricle, hona, ne pulmonary arteries in the lungs. Na kwa oxygenated, na kwa CSC blood na mana kama. Into sa oxygenated blood no ebeko yakume through the pulmonary vein. Ako yakume mo no na a movie called your right atrium. You can say your left atrium, kafra. And some if your left atrium na, as a fa kwan bi mu, a pie free kwan bi mu, sa kwan na mitral valve no. Na ono ne pie, mo jana say pie akọ your left ventricle, then to the body tissue of the aorta. Pacho, eno de me kan me pacho me wie.
Thank you.
Why are there?
Me da se.
Channel meeting one my word.
Me pacho yo.
Sister Malabel, do you want to talk?
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Ipacho mapeja mensa metimi aka bibi.
Hi.
Ipacho me de pokia. Dia me pasa me de kan adult circulation ne hone say in adult circulation no veins carry deoxygenated blood na arteries carry oxygenated blood. Yemfa nto yetim se be ya ekodu fetal circulation na yebeti ase.
Why are there that?
Thank you.
Pacho, na pulmonary veins and arteries nso.
Then I don't want to check one.
network na enye o ɛna enye deɛ ɔmo ka nyinaa atwitwa sisi saa me mpo menhyɛ da nte
From one motive and Mufango comment section for my way, yes, sir. Network and then boy.
Okay, make my
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Aha. Me patrol na me ka say yeba pulmonary artery any pulmonary vein. I think no be can be sir. Say over
Yeah.
pulmonary artery
And
ni
not
pulmonary vein
necessary.
na. Eno no
And
in
not
adult
necessary.
circulation
Yeah.
no it changes. That is the only vein any the only artery esesa almost sesa adwuma.
Yeah.
In adult
Yeah.
circulation, the pulmonary vein emo carry carry oxygenated blood from the lungs to all parts of the body. Because once veins no lumen no emususun. It's the blood ne get oxygenated blood ni veins ni here baby lumens emususun na etima carry ne kese for all parts of the body. And na pulmonary vein no emu nkwaji moja ni free lungs in adult circulation no. And the pulmonary arteries ni mu enso eje the deoxygenated blood no enso the call lungs ni. Me ba chia tia say se na be ya eno so no se na be ya eno so no bombard lungs no with too much blood. Because arteries no so na yi ni mususa ni lumen ni holes na na se lumens ni mususa nti no and also bombard lungs no with too much blood and for pressure ma lungs no but lungs no so oxygenated blood ni we are ehia lumens e mususo na ti ma twen bebre free ho na de e ba no so it ma ba and nti na eno necessary no oxygenated blood na pulmonary artery and so carry the oxygenated to the lungs mpacho the person the kind of circulation. Thank you.
One start. This is really.
None na sister she mute and masha o mute mo.
Hello.
Hi. Sister Ophelia.
Aha, me patcho me correct mo kakra. The pulmonary your friend is saying pulmonary artery, it is going to the lungs. I think it's will be type or chat name.
Sorry, Mpacho. Onana first one no explaining no.
There be no obi na explaining fetal circulation adult circulation. I na me the bibi na account keke with the pulmonary vein, the pulmonary arteries.
Oh, okay.
Aha, but obi a type we egum say the pulmonary vein it doesn't supply to all parts of the body. Say na me kan wa correct me. So it supplies to the left atrium. Na efe afi yeko aorta to all parts of the body. Thank you.
Thank you. Nando, are you there?
Yes.
From so where they're sorry. But from so when I carry a pregnancy assignment, where they may shipping kakawa and from refi, also be busa.
But your mom last week, move best in the morning.
The pattern could be in one confancy a page in so why and I'm fan to start in one.
Sure, now say it was about focal antenatal. So na marry by sim. They say China. You go here. Say the yen.
After me to be
The correct number say another user. Society, but Mr. Naduma, continue. Why? What the continue?
Okay, hello. So, minim say by now dear, obiara hu the sister ne person watch baby a outdoor circulation, where the right atrium, the right ventricle, the left atrium, and the left ventricle are the mitral valve and the tricuspid valve. Obiara hu baby ewo. And waka baby. I think Sister Frida's hand is up. Sister Frida, please talk.
Sister Doma, Pacho, wait dear. Me ha say nsuo tɔ wɔ ha paa nti me network na ɛnyɛ etwitwa sisi saa nti na mesrɛ sɛ nka bi a yɛwie lectures na deɛ mokyerɛ ɛyi no adult circulation sɛdeɛ wokaeɛ no nka wobɛtumi ayɛ voice notes na wode ato group ne mu ama yɛ a because mente ɛtwitwa sisi saa wede mesrɛ mu a na yɛntoa so ne yɛnkɔ mpɛ sɛ mema yɛakɔ yɛkyi why mesrɛ mu.
Okay. They will do it for us. Why? Okay. So now that we understand the outdoor circulation, we will move on to the fetal circulation. Sorry, the fetal circulation. And we are saying that in the intrauterine life, say fetus no or yema, the lungs no and inactive. Therefore, oxygen and carbon dioxide takes place through the placenta. Fetus, Sister Juliana Imbarin, please mute yourself.
Mute you and what time or mute you?
Mom fanning waiting room.
Oh, Mama Vanu, Quenza, dear Mukrayan, Tenza, I wouldn't go on to the mute in my.
Young funny last week, I know AHEJA. AHEJA.
Esther, you ain't me mute or mute you.
Esther,
They are
last
distracting
week
us.
my ratio, where shall
And you name the oh yeah, pan. What's that?
Okay, sisters, we're muting on why show. So, as I was saying, in the fetal circulation, yes, it's a fetus in intrauterine. Ayana lungs, they are immature. So the oxygen and the carbon dioxide takes place through the placenta. Into fetus no gene be free placenta no. Placenta no na man blood supply bibia placenta na ye bibia man. Into almost say there are some structures which are present in the fetal circulatory system, which become useless once the extrauterine function of the respiration is established. Into a baby boss has structures ni bi so. And sunny we are found one by one. So now we have the umbilical vein, the ductus venosus, the foramen ovale, the ductus arteriosus, and the hypogastric arteries. So with the umbilical vein, what they do or what it does, it carries oxygenated blood from the placenta to the undersurface of the liver. The umbilical vein carries oxygenated blood from the placenta to the undersurface of the liver. Then the ductus venosus leaves the umbilical vein before it reaches the liver and transmits the greater part of the newly oxygenated blood into the inferior vena cava, so bypassing the liver. They were said the tenor said the tika fetal outdoor circulation. I say mojani be free ha efa na kopia no say no. Sana fetal circulation is etie. Then no before say fetal circulation ebe start wɔ nipa ne yam no say placenta no na di saa dwumadie no nyinaa de ma fetus no ansa na wapie enti before obepie no yɛwɔ structures bi a edi saa dwuma no wɔ intrauterine no ɛno na yɛbobɔ so no ɛna yɛbobɔ nso a ne abobɔ ɔmo dwumadi a ɔmo di so with the foramen ovary no yɛse it's an opening which allows blood to pass from the right auricle into the left auricle. Onsɛ mpanimfoɔ deɛ no sister ne kaa sɛ mogya firi right atrium to the right ventricle na it passes a door anaasɛ ɛfa baabi na ɛba baabi a ɛfa no yɛ tricuspid valve. But here we are saying that the foramen ovary serves as the opening which allows blood to pass through the right auricle into the left auricle. It was served as a door, the foramen ovary. So be a sound muting a home casa. Sister Cynthia Aklogo. I no more who saw my own mute. Yami boy. So we are moving on to the ductus arteriosus. No, say it's bypass extending between the bypass which extend between the right ventricle and the descending aorta. Sanyoma ye bubo swingina ye do say ye can fetal circulation once a ma. Sanyoma winina, you get to understand them one by one. Then the hypogastric artery, they say we are saying that they are two vessels which return blood from the fetus to the placenta. In the umbilical cord, they are known as the umbilical arteries. And inside the fetus, they are known as the hypogastric arteries. No for the additional structures in the fetal circulation, which becomes useless once the extrauterine function of the respiration is established. These are the structures. Now, we are moving on to the fetal circulation. And in the fetal circulation too, we have structures that are involved. Fetal circulation, we have the umbilical vein, we have the ductus arteriosus, the inferior vena cava, the foramen ovale is present, the superior vena cava, and the pulmonary arteries, then to the ductus arteriosus and the hypogastric arteries. These are the structures that are involved in the fetal circulation. If we are not Inti me ka de me ka bia ria so obi obibi opese ode to aso a na ode aba beto aso. So the umbilical vein of the fetus no now ye fetal circulation it carry blood from the placenta umbilical vein umbilical no kwa se no kwa eto aso akokusi placenta no so inti umbilical vein no efa or it carries blood from the placenta to the liver. In the umbilical vein, no efa blood that is rich in oxygen. They are free placenta na besen dia common liver. The hepatic vein leaves the liver and return blood to the inferior vena cava. Me hu bia na me pese me share but see obi a share ni screen into me pese me share. So I will just look on it and just say it. Oxygenated blood. Pacho say.
Pacho me say already free so we are very osmona.
They say makwa koye note fufuro bi kura free baby na me be kenkan. Say we are very as na me ready. That na me ready na person me explain. Then so no almost say they don't understand. Tina me kwambo me hu dia menyempu.
Okay, thank you.
Ko hwem na me kenkan mra.
Oh, there be me person me who so that Yeah, I could also repair some of the things you're talking about. And you say, I'm just asking. Thank you.
Okay. Enti no, pacho me to us. Oxygenated blood, free placenta no eneba. The placenta supplies the oxygenated blood, which is rich in oxygen and nutrient-rich blood. So now the vessel, the blood travels through the umbilical vein towards the fetus. Into blood ni free umbilical
Hello.
me kura no me ye mute me o. Mpacho no obi pese okasa. Hello. Yes. Okay, mpacho me to us why. No se me
Yes,
tisi obi pese okasa. Na me tisa so obi
Debbie,
pese okasa.
Tuaso, Obia, and Ewe, Tuaso. Network, Nana say, Haji.
So
It's
na
your
me
white
to us
Tuaso.
free from the ductus venosus one to the inferior vena cava. And we are saying that most blood na me one umbilical vein.
Na otikoi.
And your network in it koi. And I just am sound constatio. Yes, say fetal circulation no. Ya bubo structures na omudi juma ewo fetal circulation ni mo. And yes, say fetal circulation, it allows the fetus to receive oxygen and nutrients from the placenta. Akrano sasana.
Please, we have 1 minute to end the class.
Really? Mama menke kankowai. The fetal circulation, blood from the placenta passes through the umbilical vein. Then to the fetus. And see the placenta supplies oxygenated nutrient-rich blood. Then through the umbilical vein towards the fetus. Then we move on to the ductus venosus to the inferior vena cava, and we are saying that most blood bypasses the liver via the ductus. Enti moja na free oxygenated blood na free placenta nim hoba no. Eh, one na ekase.
Mohammed Ajacho say Ajacho Aden. Aden.
It's time. Why? It's time. We need to rest. Sister, some more kasa and tissue you. I say
Oh,
me.
erade.
It's time. We need to charge our phones. Your first 15 minutes break, so it's time.
Okay, course rep yati. Mama man kakura.
Not just a meaning say or my join a class and so they are not concentrating.
Concentrate into Ajacho somehow Aden. Why are you people like that?
Sister say asemo. O de anya hwe ya pon why.
Oh, it's really serious. We are nowhere. That I am yes, sir. Makasa from the start. I was start say yes, we children we yes. Now on so I
Remember.
you are talking.
Manya me co-host. Makasa mo me co-host. Makamu fi me na ko bia be ko remover. Obi abeti group ni. Aden.
Okay, sister,
na
say
de
share pregnancy.
Give me a money 2 minutes no pay up why?
I start
Sister, or wrapping up that na free na wo children. So why the wrap up? I was a watch
time as soon you are better
I was I fake when I'm starting me chim. So if you say I should wrap up, I can't wrap up. Nobody understood what I was saying.
I started. I think I where you that choose venosis
The nose is one of my best. So please let's end the class. I'm going to charge out. Okay, sister. Thank you.
Me pacho you want another class ana.
Your pregnancy.
Matia, me dasi.
Pacho mo charge me phone why?
Shani mo kwa na.
10 minutes time go back.
Munye din na on chire.
Enye me co-host here.
Hello. You be a brand fan atenya bi asi o. Mo ba na mo wo mute na mo wo mute sa aden.
Maybe so na make sister as assignment no it was about a focus antenatal and was here revising to say yen hwehwe say the almost say na say bibi something but obi so for why that's buta group ni ma obi anfi mi o mi so mi na sada na me network na nye nti man see ade kro ni yie ebuta obi na o say focus antenatal no so ma revise me yen ko say the almost here no bibi sa no kan that's
Said that day no oja 4 slides etumu. Inti I think that it was part of those slides now oja etumu. I'm just saying. Inti no okay say you go read about focus said the assistant can antenatal care. But me really feel particular thing okay.
Let's you know what I recorded.
Some sort of